Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 30th July 2022. Let's see which are the relevant articles from today's The Hindu newspaper for our examination. So first of all, we'll understand the relevance, we'll try to relate to our syllabus topics, and then we'll go in details for the discussion of these topics. First of all, mains related topics. Need to protect RTI users and activists. There is one article, lead article on editorial page. So it relates to why there is need of protection of RTI activists or RTI users, how they are facing harassment, threats, and even there have been about 100 deaths since the implementation of this RTI Act. So that's why it is important. The first part it talks about the significance of RTI Act. Then it talks about the threats, harassment faced by RTI activists and RTI users. And then in the end it is providing the framework that needs to be in place, institutional framework that needs to be in place to protect such RTI users from this harassment and threats. So GS2 paper, polity and governance part. Then also those having let's say public administration optional subject, also RTI and right to information and transparency is part of GS4 paper, ethics in governance part. Probity in governance, the syllabus topic. Then Kerala tops in holding assembly sittings in 2021. In one of the report by we can say that NGO, PRS NGO, so they have given the report regarding the number of assembly sittings by different state legislatures and union territory legislatures in 2021. So here the Kerala government or Kerala legislative assembly has stopped in terms of the number of assembly sittings. In general, you should be knowing the information data for GS2 paper polity part here. Then boon for leaf plates ball makers in Himachal Pradesh after ban on single use plastic. So it can be used as a case study for GS3 paper environment section if suppose the question is related to single use plastic ban that is being implemented from the 1st July of this year, and along with that the alternatives that are required, sustainable alternatives for such single use plastics, for example the cutlery that we use or the restaurants use, that can be the sustainable alternative. It will boost the employment, also women empowerment in this we can say the Himalayan state. So this can be used as a case study even in essay topic, suppose it relates to such kind of plastic ban or having some relevance there. Now specifically for prelims examination, Mr. Jaishankar, our external affairs minister, pushes for Chabar Port at SCO meet. So ministerial meeting is happening as a we can say in September month there will be SCO conference leaders meeting, and before that this ministerial meeting happened here. About SCO briefly will revise from international organizations or IR perspective. Now Manas Reserve has 2.4 tigers for every tiger. So here the tiger sex ratio has been called, or we can say estimated for Manas Tiger Reserve specifically. About Manas Tiger Reserve, you should be knowing about information of different important protected areas of the country, be it national park, biosphere reserve, wildlife sanctuaries or tiger reserves. So that brief information we'll look into. Also Prime Minister Modi unveils India's first global bullion exchange. Now this information is relevant to your economy part. It can be asked in the prelims examination where this exchange is located in Gujarat, fintech city, and along with that we should be understanding why this exchange is important, what will be its function, and then practice prelims MCQs on these topics. Now let us go in detail. First topic relates to need to protect the RTI users or RTI activists from the harassment, threats to their life and their family also. Yes, first of all we should understand the significance of RTI Act. In terms of significance of course we should understand, even the ARC second report on RTI says that RTI Act shows the march from secrecy, the culture of secrecy, to the culture of we can say Transparency. So this is the important statements. One can easily quote this reference to ARC report. Then it empowers the people to participate in policy making process by providing access to the information relating to functioning of all public authorities. So it is nothing but participation in public, we can say policy formulation, policy making process. Along with that, it provides the information related to government decisions, how government is taking decisions related to policy formulation, policy implementation, and this information helps people to hold these authorities accountable and make them transparent in their functioning. Along with that, it has helped unearth the corruption of different kinds from local level to up to parliament. Some examples you should know, like weapon scam or others society scam. These examples you can mention. So this has been exposed from the information of RTI. So simply we can say that RTI has become, because of RTI, every person or people has become the CAG themselves. The CAG's function is to audit, and the same manner we can say that now people are also auditing or holding the authorities accountable in the same manner CAG does through their audit reports. Right, so this is the significance. Along with that, it is also promoting participative democracy. Use these keywords in your answer, you will fetch more marks. Participative democracy. Okay, now what are the problems? The specific problem is discussed here, and that is threats to RTI activists. There are a lot of other issues related to RTI Act, the provisions of RTI Act and its implementation hurdles. But that issue is not discussed here, rather a specific issue related to threats to RTI activists. Since implementation from 2005, about 100 RTI activists have been killed and several are harassed on a daily basis. This is the situation. You can mention this fact. It reflects lack of action by the government, collusion of the police with the powerful vested interest to deny, if not subvert, the justice. Excuse me. So there is some kind of nexus, or the corruption or corrupt activities are going on, and that's why the information is denied, or even these RTI activists are threatened, because of course their corrupt activities will be exposed by the RTI activist through this RTI. So that's why they are facing threats, their families are facing threats. So what framework needs to be in place here? What frameworks? The way forward is suggested, and in that first one should understand the state government should strictly order police to carry out investigation into all those harassment cases that are filed with the police. Along with that, the state government should also provide some kind of compensation here to their families. Okay, so if let's say the person is dying here as an activist, RTI activist, their families needs to be compensated at earliest by the state governments. Third thing, one should clearly write about proactive disclosure of information. So state governments should proactively disclose the information. So this should be the directive to all levels of government, including local self-government. Proactive disclosure is mentioned in section 4 of RTI. Section 4 of RTI Act. Now the success examples, good examples you can mention here of Rajasthan, Jan Suchna portal. There is also one successful example of Karnataka government. Okay, so they have implemented this proactive disclosure portals. So this shows, we can say, positive developments. Then whatever the RT activists they are facing, we can say harassment, the state information commissions should direct all those authorities to give that information a wide publicity, so that the people who are involved in this nexus or corruption or any kind of, let's say, illegal activities, they have some kind of deterrence because of it. They should understand and know that if they do such kind of activity or threaten the RTI activist in future, their let's say illegal activities, corrupt activities will be exposed proactively. Okay, so this will act as a deterrence. And finally, one of the important aspect is Whistleblower Act. So the government should implement Whistleblower Act, although the Supreme Court in 2016 had asked the central government to implement the notify the Whistleblower Act 2014, but yet government has not notified it. And along with that, one should also understand that state governments can come up with their own legislation to protect these RT activists through their own Whistleblower Act, Whistleblower Protection Act. Okay, so simply you can write these 5 important points whenever the question is related to protection of RT activists. So like this, the question: examine the need to create socio-legal system that recognizes RTA users under the attack as human right defenders and build a framework that facilitates and protects them in their attempt to pursue issues of public interest. Examine is there, so first of all analyze or examine the what is the issue. First of all, you give the significance of RTI, then talk about these facts: 100 RT activists died. Along with that, you mention the way forward as framework here. That Kerala tops in holding assembly sittings in 2021. Okay, so this is the report given by PRS Legislative Research. Okay, New Delhi based think tank NGO. So Kerala, which slipped to 8th slot in holding assembly sittings during the first wave of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, returned to the top spot in 2021. Kerala has been also top in 2016 to 2019 continuously in terms of more number of sittings. You can see that Kerala 61 days of sittings of state legislative assembly in 2021. Then second is Odisha, then Karnataka, then Tamil Nadu, Bihar. Okay, so you should be knowing that one of the recommendation of National Commission to review the working of Constitution, also known as Venkatachalaya Commission, MN Venkatachalaya. Okay, so the commission had recommended that the houses of state and union territory legislature with less than 70 members like Puducherry should meet for at least 50 days in a year, and other houses like Tamil Nadu at least should meet 90 days. Okay, so this is the recommendation, but you can see that the number of seatings are very less. One should also understand that under the Constitution of India or any other law specifically, the minimum number of sittings are not mentioned. Okay, so there is flexibility in terms of sitting, although in terms of sessions you should know that there should not be gap of more than 6 months in 2 sessions, we are saying, but not in terms of number of sittings. Sittings means in one sitting on one single day when all these legislative assembly members assemble and carry out the working in the assembly on that day, that is one sitting. Okay, so such kind of sittings this number is talking about. So if suppose there is question in GS2 paper talking about working of the legislatures, especially state legislatures, you can mention this fact here. Now, boon for leaf plates bowl makers in Himachal Pradesh after ban of single-use plastic. So use this as a case study. whenever let's say the sustainable alternative for single use plastic is expected to be mentioned in the answer, you can give this example here where women's led self-help groups or we can say the groups in the villages, they are being formed, they are being funded through the state government through certain schemes, and with the help of buying this machinery with the available capital, they are now producing more and more such kind of, let's say, leaf plates and bowls, and it is finding a lot of demand in the urban areas because of single use plastic ban now. It is also promoting women empowerment, it is increasing their, we can say, economic role in the state. Now, specific tree species mentioned here, you should be knowing that. And the government is promoting planting of this specific species, Bahunia vahli. Bahunia vahli. Okay, the name of the tree you should be knowing. It is locally known as tor, T-O-R. It is used for making leaf plate and ball, Himachal Pradesh. Okay, these plants are found in tropical climate, found in relatively lower areas of Himachal Pradesh, including Mandi, Bilaspur, Hamirpur and Kangra districts of Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so the state government is promoting planting of these trees in the nearby village areas where this leaf plates and ball are being made. Okay, so they are biodegradable leaf plates, and they have huge market potential at national and international level. Okay, and the Himachal Pradesh government, see, Himachal Pradesh Forest Department in collaboration with Japan International Cooperation Agency is motivating community groups to prepare leaf plates bowls using machines instead of doing it manually in order to meet the increasing demand of leaf plates. This machinery is imported from Japan actually. Okay, so this is a good thing that the local people, villagers, especially in Himachal Pradesh, where we can see that the government is promoting such kind of sustainable economic practices. This is good, as we know that the Himalayan states are ecologically sensitive. Ecologically sensitive for different kinds of natural disasters like landslides or floods, flash floods, earthquakes. Okay, so in such areas, the other economic activities which result into some kind of loss of ecology is not good. So it is promoting sustainable development also. Fine? Okay. Now, S. Jaishankar pushes for Chabar Port at SCO meeting. So ministerial meeting in Tashkent happened. Our external affairs minister along with other let's say foreign ministers of these SCO members. Also, India welcomed the expansion of Shanghai Cooperation Organization to include Iran next year. Okay, so this decision is final and India accept this decision. Iran will be included here. And while India pushed for Chabar Port to be conduit for trade to Central Asia, Pakistan Foreign Minister also promoted China-Pakistan Economic Corridor for trans-regional trade. This is the situation. Along with that, our External Affairs Minister highlighted assistance to Afghanistan at the meeting, and at the same time, the External Affairs Minister has said that he had also raised the problems of energy crisis and food crisis arising from Ukraine conflict, but did not mention Russia's role in the conflict. Okay, then India, which would take over the SCO presidency next year, would give the fullest support for the success of Samarkand summit that is going to happen in September 15-16 this year, and our Prime Minister is expected to attend this. Okay, Samarkand summit. Okay, so basics of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, we will revise this part from the prelims perspective. Yes, SCO, before formation of SCO in 2001, it was known as Shanghai 5. Which 5 countries? Kazakhstan, China, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan. So you can see that the Eastern European countries or Eurasian countries and China, along with now in 2017 2 other members, India and Pakistan, got membership. So now there are total 8 members. Okay, so Shanghai 5 emerged from the series of border demarcation and demilitarization talks between the four former Soviet republics with China. Following the accession of Uzbekistan in 2001, it was renamed as Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Try to understand, it is Eurasian political, economic and military organization. So it is not only political and economic, rather it is military organization. How we can say that regional anti-terrorist structure is the permanent organ of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which serves to promote cooperation of member states against three evils of terrorism, separatism and extremism. Its headquarters is located in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. RATS, Rapid Anti-Terrorism Structure. Along with that, SCO carry out multiple military exercises, multilateral exercises. The Secretariat, Beijing, official languages Russian and Chinese. This information is sufficient. Okay, now Manas Reserve has 2.4 tigers for every tiger in Manas Tiger Reserve. So this is, we can say that favorable sex ratio for tigers in Manas Tiger Reserve, a good sign for the conservation, we can say. One should also understand Manas Tiger Reserve serve contiguous with the 1000 square kilometer Royal Manas National Park in Bhutan. So yes, now we will try to find out the basic information. Here I will again repeat this. So yes, Manas National Park is basically the protected area declared as National Park also, Tiger Reserve also, then Biosphere Reserve also, Elephant Reserve also, and World Heritage Site also under UNESCO, Natural World Heritage Site. You should be knowing about the different designation given to particular protected area. Okay, so now it is located in Himalayan foothills and contiguous with Royal Manas National Park of Bhutan. So basically the northern boundary of Assam, boundary with Bhutan, so it is contiguous with another protected area in Bhutan. So overall natural habitat is very big. Manas river, which is major tributary of Brahmaputra, it is passing through the heart of national park. Now, along with that, some important and rare and endangered endemic wildlife like Assam roof turtle, hispid hare, golden langur, pygmy hog, and famous, we can say, wild water buffaloes, they are found in Manas Tiger Reserve National Park. It was declared as World Heritage Site Natural by UNESCO in 1985. It is also declared as Elephant Reserve, you should be knowing. And there is only one forest village, Pagrang, in the core of National Park. There was one question in 2018 or 19, I guess, Desert National Park. There one statement in prelims it was related to whether that national park is inhabited by the people or not. Okay, whether the people are living inside the national park or not. That was the statement, and such kind of statement can be repeated. So that's why, and this is very specific, no, only one village, forest village within the national park, although there are many villages in the periphery. Alright, and it is located in the Chirang and Baksa districts of Bodo Autonomous Territorial Council. That region is actually the Bodo dominated region, we can say, Bodo people. Yes. Now, Prime Minister unveils India's first global bullion exchange, where it is located, Gandhinagar's Gift City, an international financial service hub set up by Gujarat government outside the state capital. So this is located here, India International Bullion Exchange, IIBX. First in the country, and NSE IFC Connect at Gandhinagar's Gift City. India is the world's second biggest consumer of the gold, and the move to set up IIBX is seen as India's effort to bring transparency to the market for the precious metal, that is gold. Okay, so one should understand that currently in India, only nominated banks and agencies approved by RBI can import gold and sell to the dealers and jewelers across the country. So import and export of gold is strictly regulated in India, and there is strict oversight by RBI also and other regulators. So how it is imported, who can import, you should be knowing about this. Okay, so this is fine, this is sufficient information. Now what should be answer to this question? Very simple, straightforward question. Just now we talked about SCO, regional anti-terror structure. So sometimes seen in news is related to which of the following organization? SCO, its headquarter is in Tashkent. Second, which of the following is not member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization? See, every year or every alternate year UPSC is asking question related to some regional groupings and their membership. Like last year they asked about Organization of Turkish States. Before that they asked about G20 members. So this is trend. We have to understand this trend. We have to follow that trend while preparation. So here SCO member, just now we have seen that Afghanistan is not the member. Most recent member to be added was now is going to be Iran. So Afghanistan is not the member. Other three are the members. Now look at this unique type of framing that we have framed. Manas as a protected area is also designated as which among the following? Okay, so that's why I was telling you, yes, Manas is tiger reserve as well as national park. Most of the students know about this, but they may be confused about these two, UNESCO World Heritage Site and Elephant Reserve also. So basically it is all four, designation is all four, and that's why D should be the answer here. Fine. So we should be ready with such kind of question, not only locating in which state and about the protected areas. We need to know some basic information specific to certain important protected areas. Manas is very old and very important in terms of biodiversity and the unique flora and fauna found in that region. Okay, so that's why it becomes very important for us. Fine. So I hope that this discussion has been helpful to you. Also talking about the Tucker test series that we have started at Lukmaan IAS, integrated prelims comes men's test series, and if you go through the plan that is available on website, you will understand that how it is going to help you not only prepare for your mains examination through answer writing practice, but also prepare you for your prelims examination, especially those who are not able to clear prelims after 2-3 attempts. For them, this is going to be a very helpful program. Okay, so you go through the timetable that is there available on the website. If you want more information, you contact at Lukmaan IAS. Thank you.
Welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Study general studies with Lukmaan IAS for building comprehensive knowledge. GS paper 2 and 4 will be taken by S. Ansari and other papers will be covered by renowned faculties. Live classes are as effective as offline classes. The classes are highly interactive in nature. Your doubts and queries will be addressed and there will be dictation of notes. In the last 10 years, Lukmaan IAS has set up a niche in the field of UPSC guidance.